I'm Dan Long. I'm the owner of Downforce Motorsports. We're a Superformance and Shelby American dealership. We're located in Columbia, South Carolina. But today was kind of a unique day. We got to come back to my hometown in northern Wisconsin and do a lot of filming with our latest creation. Car behind me, Superformance GT40 Mark II, and the very first car ever done in the Ken Miles 66 Daytona livery. So it's pretty exciting. And then on top of that, it's only the second car ever done with the 5.2 Illuminator motor. So what led us to come back to Wisconsin in the first place? I mean, one, I grew up here and my love affair for cars started here, but also the Iola Car Show, which we displayed at last week. And then it was unique to go back there after all these years and now actually be one of the major displayers and vendors and showcase not only the GT40 behind me, but some of the other Superformance products like the Cobra and the Daytona Coupe. It's kind of neat, just kind of come full circle. We needed a GT40 demo car. I mean, any Superformance dealership should have one. The GT40 is a car you have to see. You have to experience it. You know, to see the car, you know it's short, but not till you see it in person you realize just how short it is and how small it is and how compact it is. So we knew we had to have a GT40 demo. The unique thing about a GT40, especially when people see it today, some people don't even know what it is. But then when they come and look at it and they realize what it is, you know, Superformance is a great thing about them. They usually get licensing from the parent company. Over 80% of this car would interchange with the original, including the monocoque chassis. But then again, it has some minor touches. Coilover adjustable shocks, Wilwood disc brakes, custom forged line wheels, but it also shows the versatility of the chassis. A lot of modern components that weren't available back then, but we can use them today. So the car looks completely vintage, but again, it goes back to that pro touring mentality. The car drives like a new car. It has air conditioning, it has heat, it has defroster. I mean, how many guys back in the 60s would have just cut their arm off to have air conditioning for 24 hours of Le Mans or Daytona? Is not just a street cruiser either. I mean, it is completely capable. The original was a race car. It was never meant to be driven on the streets. So it can be tracked. In fact, if you pull the brakes off, put period correct brakes on, put a period correct engine on it, that's all it takes to make it vintage legal. But for the average guy who's not going to go that far and take it vintage racing, you can just pull the tires off, put sticky tires on, put good brake pads on it, and you can go enjoy a track day and probably try to get people to wonder how is the car going around the track that fast. Again, I think that's one of the deceiving factors of the GT40. When people finally see the car in person, they're very shocked. It's nothing but motor. Most cars are well over the 3,000 pound mark. This car is well under 2,400 pounds. And when a customer comes to us, they can make it completely period correct like this car is. It's not wrapped, it's all painted, because we could do exactly what they want. We can do any paint scheme they want. So do you want a new car that's styled new? Do you want an old car that's styled old but then performs new? Again, to me, that's why we're kind of leading the edge on this, and it gives the idea that this is a pro touring GT40. When it comes to ordering a GT40, it's simple. We have a dedicated showroom just to the Superformance and Shelby brand. A customer can come in or they can work with us online and over the phone, and we can completely tailor this car to their needs. However they want it to look, however they want it to drive, what they plan on doing with it. Track weapon, street cruiser, cars and coffee go-getter, it doesn't matter. We can pretty much do anything. And I think when we're in the showroom, you'll be able to see a bit more of that aspect, and we'll go over that in a lot more detail. Showroom is something I'm proud of. It was an old auto parts store and been closed for many, many years. And when we got here, it was bare walls, it was a bare concrete floor, no office, no garage door, and it took us a while to renovate it. We enjoy bringing people in, we enjoy hosting them, we host events here. So the showroom is something I am quite proud of. A lot of customers they will come to our showroom, they will fly in They will come in and take the drive and make the investments, and it is just that. It's an investment. It's an investment for a dream car, so they take the extra time and effort, and that's why we built this facility. That's why we have the selection of vehicles, so they can get hands-on with it. They make an appointment. It's not just walk-in. So we give them all the time they need with our vehicles. Usually the first question you gotta answer, the first hurdle you gotta cross. No, it's not a kit car. A kit car is a kit. And when you get a kit car, it comes in 400 boxes, and you try to figure out how to build it. And usually what happens is 3 years later, they come and buy one of our cars. But the cars come complete. They're built in a factory on an assembly line, just like any other hand-built, exotic or, supercar. And a lot of times what a customer does is they'll call us up and they say, this is how I want my Cobra built, and this is how I want my GT40 built. Okay, well, what do you want the car to do? That's usually the most important question I ask the customer. And they say, well, this is what I want. I want a track monster. I want something I can cruise on Sunday to Cars and Coffee. Okay, maybe you don't need this engine. Maybe it's an engine you didn't even think and the customer ends up with a car that's better than they thought and suits their needs better than they thought. And we take that package and give it to Olthoff, and Olthoff does a complete build out, and when we get it back and deliver it to the customer, they've got the car that fulfills their dreams more than they even realized they could. The tried and true recipe has always been take a big block Ford and stuff it in the car. The next step is probably what 90% of our customers do. They take a 351 Windsor motor, which is stroked out to 427, and they stuff it in one of these cars. We've been really one of the first people and the first company to get out there and really start taking the modern motors. There's been some dabblings in the past by some of the other companies, some of the other dealers, but no one's got real aggressive with it. And I think that's probably where we've been on the forefront with. I think our Ken Miles car and its Golf liveried brother before that were really the centerpieces to show that concept can work. And what we're doing is we've built the first pro touring GT40. We're building, cars that, like you said, they look classic. The pro touring craze is all the rage. So we take a classic car, give it the modern drivability, give it dependability, and give it easy serviceability. And that really, I think, is where we're setting ourselves apart. We take that, come up with new ideas and new solutions. We offer just about every Cobra that was ever available. It starts with the 289 slab side. That was the original Cobra. And then from there, that car evolved into the 289 FIA, which was the racing version. And then we step into what Superformance started with, which was the Mark III or the 427 SC. We also offer the 427 in its Roadster version that Shelby offered back in the day. So we are able to offer all kinds of things for all kinds of customers. A completely classic built car that looks 100% original, to a car that is like our new Mark IIIR, which we have one of the few in the country. And it's a very modern looking Cobra. We can identify the clientele that we're dealing with, and we can sit down with them and really start gearing the car and letting them customize it to their needs, whether it's a futuristic build, whether it's a complete retro build, or trying to replicate a car to as exactly as they can. We're also known for our Daytona coupes. Really the big thing we're known for, besides the Cobra, is our GT40. We offer the most tried and true and exact GT40, bar none. We have the Mark I GT40. We have the Mark II, which is what the Ken Miles car is based off of, which is a similar car from the movie. And then we have the Mark I extra wide body, which was a car that was raced at Le Mans in 68 and 69. And then to finish it up is probably the car that we're least known for, but it's starting to come on strong here in the last few years. And it's a car that, I enjoy it probably because my father had a Corvette. So we offer the 63 Corvette Grand Sport, which is fully licensed by General Motors. It's pretty humbling at times, where it all started just from getting together with my buddies and cruising up and down the small little strip that we had in a small Northwoods town like that, to this. We're in a 4,000 square foot facility with a large selection of Superformance vehicles and vehicles that people dream or aspire to own. It was a quote from Shelby that said, "I never made any money until I started doing what I love." And I've taken that to heart. I've printed it, I'm hanging it in my office, and I think that's another reason why we're successful. I love doing this. I enjoy it. I love getting on the phone with the customer. I love trying to figure out what they want. And I love, even though they've seen the car and they've seen pictures of it, they come to the showroom, we always cover it. And when they take the cover off the completed car for the first time, to see their reaction, it's so fulfilling. All of our eggs are in the Superformance basket. We don't sell classic cars, we don't sell exotics, we don't do other brands, other makes. We concentrate on Superformance, so we put all of our effort into it. And I think that shows in our customer service. It shows in our exclusivity in the area that we have. We team up with Othoff Racing, who's one of the best known builders in the country. So I think all those little things is what really sets us apart. Downforce Motorsports, it started 4 years ago. Lance Stander from Superformance reached out to me, and we talked, and we had this conversation about starting a Superformance dealership in the Southeast. 2 years later from that conversation, we finally figured out a way to put it together. And I would have never dreamed in 2 years from when we started. You get calls now. People are telling me to call you. People are telling me to call Downforce and reach out to you guys. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're doing something right. And you look behind me in the showroom here. I mean, this is a dedicated showroom. We have a very vast selection of Superformance products, probably one of the largest selections in the country outside of the corporate office in California. I really enjoy what we're doing, and I'm excited to what we're going to do in the future.